Go back to California.
Bunch of angry Nazis and other white supremacist groups there out protesting a drag show. I think this was in Texas, a drag event that was for all ages, but they were interested and they were a little bit curious, so they decided to come out and act like they were mad about the whole thing. So they're protesting, and of course they have their weapons, but they were met by armed leftists, as it was described, to confront them in a counter protest to the protest, because folks are going out to have fun and they have nothing else to do with their lives. Here's some details. The rally at the Texas Trust CU Theater was organized by Protect Texas Kids in response to Murray and Peter Present a Drag Queen Christmas. It's a holiday themed show featuring performances by alumni from RuPaul's Drag Race. The stop in Grand Prairie was part of a nationwide tour, which also included shows in San Antonio, Austin, and Corpus Christi. They're heading over the whole damn state. Here's some of those right-wing groups that I point out, including those Nazis. Protect Texas Kids. It was founded by University of North Texas alumni Kelly Neidert, and she seeks to ban children from viewing these performances. And over the last 6 months, the organization has staged protests outside drag shows in Dallas, Arlington, and Roanoke. They were joined at Saturday's protest by two religious organizations, the Christian Nationalist New Columbia Movement and the neo-fascist American Nationalist Initiative. What is it about white supremacy and Nazis and these militia groups that feel they have to take over this mantle of calling folks groomers and pedophiles when obviously many of them are, but still it doesn't matter. Somehow that's their mantle to take. Maybe it's to hide the fact that they're engulfed in it themselves. Either way it goes, here's those counter protesters. The right-wing groups were opposed by a coalition of counter protesters, including the Party for Socialism and Liberation and heavily armed members of the Elm Fork John Brown Gun Club. Bro, you gotta shorten that name. Who were openly carrying rifles that they said were intended to protect the show and those in attendance. Now, both sides started rallying on the sidewalk in front of the theater 2.5 hours before the show's 8 p.m. start. And those leftists, dressed in black block-style clothing, blared Christmas music and sirens over loudspeakers to drown out these chants from those hateful Nazis there. A couple of pictures from this event and that clash that ensued. Everyone's got their signs up, pre-made signs. I think you can tell which ones are the lib signs, the women's and LGBTQ liberation groups. Maybe that one with the patch, a rainbow flag as well. That's of course in opposition to these signs that they went to Kinko's to make or sketched at home. Yes, there's homophobic slurs on these signs, defending our kids and their stupid websites. All these things that they went through the trouble of trying to fight. And I've been saying this for a while, Waz. Everybody's got guns. There's one particular guy on the back end of this. Of course, police aren't doing much about this as they escorted these folks back to their cars. But as they did that, something stuck out that maybe the police should have done something about. Here's this last portion in graphic 8. The white nationalists rallied for about 90 minutes before leaving. As they were being escorted by police back to their cars, one of the armed members repeatedly lifted up his shirt and put his hand on the grip of a pistol concealed in his pants pocket. A Grand Prairie police lieutenant on the scene said the man did not commit a crime because he never drew the gun and never pointed it directly at someone. I want you guys to imagine if you're out and about in the middle of the night and there's a bunch of police presence around, you're screaming, you're yelling, you're throwing middle fingers up, you're saying you're gonna do this and do that, you're not gonna get out of that car, how dare you, I bet you're not gonna do this, I bet you're not gonna do that. God hates you, you should die. And then you pull up your shirt and grab the grip of your pistol multiple times. Do you think cops are gonna go, he didn't pull the gun, he just touched it and act like he was gonna pull it. He could have pulled it at any point and started firing, but we were waiting for that to happen before we did anything about this. Or have you seen cops respond to someone picking up a cell phone, scratching their head, saying, "What's the problem, officer?" and then being shot multiple times? It's almost like they trust them and they're on their side, Was.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of how you treat people that you know personally, that you feel like you know what's in their heart and that they won't shoot you. And even if they grab a pistol or the grip of their pistol on their waist, that you can just let them do what they do. It's, this is old hat, right? This idea that there are actual Nazis and neo-fascists embedded in police departments, in the military, all across the country. This isn't news. Like, there's been many reports, that have exposed that truth. I just wonder, Jayar, honestly, just as a just as a regular Joe Schmo, like there's nobody in your life to be like, yo, what are you doing tonight? Yeah, we're gonna go with our gats to this drag show and like protest it outside. Like this is during the holiday season. People are getting in the spirit. Most people are really happy around this time. These guys want to protest a drag show. And it's just like, yo, if you don't want your kids to sort of consume this type of content, then they won't. And they don't have to, and it'll be fine. And you don't have to go, and you can be with your friends and your family not consuming this stuff. Let these people do what they like. Let them congregate with the people who love them and what they do. Like, I don't see why this is so hard to just mind your goddamn business.
They can't. That's the thing. There's nothing else happening in their lives. They think this is somehow their life's blood. It's how Donald Trump and these other conservatives have found a way to coalesce so many MAGA folks around them because there's nothing else happening in their life. Yeah, they're just like many other Americans that want things to change, except they're believing in this deity group. And they're like, well, they're gonna change it all for me. And that's through violence and anger and hatred, because that's how things work in this country. It's not us saying it, it's you guys exhibiting it that are showing this. And this is the problem. As I've said, they think leftists don't have guns. They think libs don't have guns. They think these soft tree huggers that they describe everyone to be aren't armed, and that they're not Americans too who believe in having as many guns as possible, especially since we're seeing violence escalate. There's many people who said they'd never pick up a gun, and they're picking up guns right now. I know a few of them. Now imagine the people who were already on that train. It's only gonna turn into more of these types of things. And next time, Mr. Neo-Nazi is gonna pull out that pistol and all kinds of shots are gonna be fired. And which side of the police gonna be on then? That's when we're gonna get a real chance to find out who they're looking to protect and what their intentions are.